welcome to Anchor Network, where you get updated news of things happening around you. If this is your first time of visiting this channel, I would like and encourage you to subscribe so that you get updated news as soon as we publish them. Another tweet has emerged on the controversy about whether Southeast will produce the next president of Nigeria in 2023, which has been generating mixed reactions from the public. Minister for Transportation Rotimi Amechi had raised the argument when he reportedly said that the zone would not produce the president in 2023 because it did not vote for President Muhammadu Buhari of the All Progressives Congress (APC). However, in the latest development, Amechi urged the Southeast region to wake up from its slumber and fight to get the presidency in 2023, instead of waiting to be offered the position on a platter of gold. According to The Guardian, speaking at an interactive forum of maritime stakeholders in Lagos yesterday, the minister expressed support for Igbo presidency because they had not been there. According to him, the country would be unfair to the Igbo by saying it's not their turn. The former Rivers State governor, however, said the Igbo could not claim the presidency without preparing to fight for it. Amechi said, "You want us to wake you up from sleep and say, come and take, it is your turn. It doesn't work like that, and it will not work that way." So Peter Obi, a former governor of Anambra State and the running mate to the presidential candidate of People Democratic Party (PDP), Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, in the 2019 presidential election, should close his mouth. Amechi has said it would be difficult for the Igbo to take the presidency ahead of the South-West region come 2023 on the platform of the All Progressives Congress after President Muhammadu Buhari because the Igbo refused to support the incumbent. The statement attracted severe criticisms from stakeholders in the Southeast, including Obi, who described Amechi as not politically relevant to determine whether the Igbo should have the presidency in 2023 or not. Reacting to what Obi said, Amechi said that the former Anambra governor lost an election which he won. Hence, Buhari, not Atiku, would be sworn in today as president. Obi does not have the credibility to speak on the matter because he could not win the presidential election. The former Anambra governor said, "I am not an Igbo man and I don't have the locus to discuss how the presidency will be in 2023. The comment is a very sad and cheap one from him, but the truth is that Obi too does not have the locus to speak about Igbo presidency because he and his party couldn't win the presidential election," he said. The issue of Igbo presidency has been lingering as mixed reactions trail the discourse of giving the Southeast zone a chance to produce the president of the country. My take on what Amechi has said, I think he's just contradicting himself, or he's trying to play to the gallery. One thing I understand is that no matter what, if you sell your people cheaply, you cannot regain them back expensively. From his statement, he said he is not an Igbo person. So if you are not an Igbo person, so what right do you have to advise people on who to vote for or on what they want? This idea of you people did not vote for Buhari because of what? Who told you Buhari is going to be there forever? And who told you that Buhari is the owner of Nigeria? Does it mean Buhari will not be out of that place forever? If you remember vividly, you will see that Southeast, some people in South, some people in South, Southeast, and Southwest, they were the one that really campaigned for Buhari. How many Northerners did you see that was going all over campaigning for Buhari, that has a voice? No, none of them. It was from the Southeast, South, and Southwest. But now I think they are beginning to sense a lot of things now. Because for Amechi to start changing his language, you should know that there's something he's beginning to see. Because for him to make U-turn now to be advising the Igbos, I don't think it's an ordinary. There must be something that he's seen. So he's just trying to balance the whole thing. That in case, if this place does not favor me, I have to fall back home. And there's one thing I always tell people. No matter what, even if South have not really come together, or maybe there's an agreement that they want to join Biafra or they want to fight a cause, they are like sister, they are like 5 and 6. Because South South and Southeast, they are close together and their culture is very, very close. They are just like a brother and sister. Geographically, they are just close. Of course, we say we are one Nigeria, but when you talk of culture and all of that, it's kind of interwoven between Southeast and South. So it is even the Obi that has the local standing to be able to talk for the Igbos, because he tried to even come up in the first place, to join Atiku. For the fact that it didn't work doesn't mean that it's a failure. It's a big step in the right direction. I remember during the campaign, even up till now, nobody can say Peter Obi has done one thing or he did one thing. No, they were just looking for, flimsy excuses just to rub him, but they couldn't. The Igbos, they already have their own leader that they know that they can trust. A leader that is bold, a leader that can really, speak for them anywhere, anytime. And this mentality that the Igbos, that they should try and wake up, what's so special? Let's say, for example, and we've been saying this over and over again, you will say, okay, because they have not gotten the presidency. Like the question I always ask, the Buhari that is there, that is an Hausa person, of what benefit is he to himself, not to talk of his people, let alone Nigeria as a whole? Of what use is the position to the people of the north? Are the northerner people better than the southeast and south or any other region in the country? When these people just come, they will just be talking as if they are talking to children. You want to tell me that the Biafrans or the Igbos, they don't know what they want for themselves? Even you, all of us that we are even shouting one Nigeria, of what benefit is it to us? My own take is that every region is corrupt. Even if we divide Nigeria today, we are still going to have the same problem, because everybody has learned, the character of Nigeria. By the time Nigeria is being divided, everybody will go to their region and exhibit that character, which will still cause problem. That's just my own take. And that does not take the fact that if some people say they want to leave, why not? Let there be a referendum. Everybody will vote. And at the end of the day, whatever that comes out of it, everybody takes it. But you don't deny people from what they want. If Amechi feels he's not an Igbo person or he's not a Biafran, then let him keep mum. You don't tell people what they should do. Presidency is not what will make somebody's life to be better. Presidency can make someone's life to be better if the person who is in charge, who is the president, is patriotic. That is when it will be of benefit. I mean, if somebody is a president, why should other people suffer? Buhari that is there, is he the president of the north or what? Because I don't get it. Even if I'm not from the north, so does it mean as a Nigerian I should not enjoy the dividend of democracy? Okay, Buhari is the president of Nigeria. Does it mean the Southeast should not enjoy the dividend of democracy? So what are we talking about here? My people that are listening to me, these guys that are talking of a marginalization, they are talking of a position, talking of presidency, it's just for the political elite. They are the ones speaking because they want to get one position or the other. That is just what they are fighting for. If you are a governor of a state, you are a governor in Imo, you are a governor in Lagos, you are a governor in Zamfara, you are a governor in Delta, why can't you make life okay for your people? How many impacts have they made, even in their various states? All these governors, how many impacts have they made? We know that the president is more powerful, but in their own little corner, what impact have they made? Amechi that is telling Peter Obi to keep quiet or to shut up, I think reverse should be the case. For Atiku to have gotten the numbers of votes he got, it was because of the Southeast and South, they voted for him in their numbers. That was where he got most of the numbers. Despite the fact that they tried to suppress the whole thing, everybody knows that most of the votes came from there. But at the end of the, forget all this magic that they did. They tried to slash all those votes at the end of the day. Because the Igbo, they really supported Atiku because of Obi. So if Amechi does not know what to say, I think the best thing is just to, continue with the line he has already told. Because there's a line he has already, there's a line that is already following. You should just go through instead of trying to divert, instead of trying to make people feel that, it belongs to them. You guys, I would like you to deliberate more on what Amaechi has said the overnight U-turn is making. Please try and leave your comments below and let's learn together. Thank you. Bye.